When was the last time you felt really intimidated by somebody? Was it their demeanor, their appearance, how loud they were, how confident they were? I myself find some people very intimidating. Introverts in particular are very intimidating. I myself am an introvert, and even I think introverts are intimidating. I know for a fact, and people have told me when I first met them, that they found me to be extremely intimidating. And there's a reason for that. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the ways in which introverts are intimidating. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Bridget. On this channel, you'll find me talk a lot about introverts. I also talk about social anxiety and general anxiety. So if any of that interests you, make sure you go check out some of my other videos. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful or useful, comment below what you'd like to see more from me, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So as I was saying at the beginning of this video, this happened to me very recently. A friend that I had recently met. We've hung out a couple times before. Recently he told me that when he first met me, he thought I hated him. And I said to him back, I was like, that's so weird. I thought you hated me too. And it was that mutual understanding of we both found each other to be extremely intimidating. We're both introverts. Now, one of the ways that we find introverts to be so intimidating is because we're mysterious. We don't always explicitly say what we're thinking. We're very much to ourselves. We're quiet and seemingly unapproachable. You know, we take a long time to open up to people. So of course, other people are going to find that to be intimidating. We're basically making ourselves unapproachable. Sometimes we don't always seem interested in a conversation, and it's hard to know what we're thinking. And sometimes that makes people self-conscious. Another reason, we like to avoid drama. Any situations or any people that are extremely tense makes us anxious. So we choose to walk away, we choose to avoid it. So if someone invited us to a certain place that we knew there was going to be drama, and we say no just to simply avoid the drama, people feel rejected. And when others feel rejected, of course you're going to seem intimidating. Another reason we're super intimidating is because we think before we speak. Now let me explain that a little bit. We think a long time before we speak. Before I tell you my opinion or give an explanation about something or simply just continue the conversation, I'm going to think long and hard about what I'm going to say. And when I don't speak my thoughts right away, or when I'm not just simply speaking my thoughts in general, people are kind of taken aback, right? They're like, why isn't she talking? Why is she so quiet? Is she disinterested in us? And that's not the case. It's just that before I say something, before I speak my opinion, I'm gonna think about it for a long time. Probably longer than I need to, but it's gonna take me a while. Now, sometimes people see that as like standoffish, and other times people know that because we're thinking so long and hard about something, that our words are automatically more strong and more impactful. And so if we disagree with people, of course that's going to be intimidating. Another reason, we're good at reading people. We spend more time analyzing our environment and internalizing our environment than extroverts do. Extroverts can be in an environment that's constantly changing and still feel okay. Whereas introverts, they take a lot longer to internalize those different environments or even internalize the changing environment in front of them. So we spend a lot of time in that observing state, in that analyzing state. We understand people very, very well. Sometimes that can be seen as judgment. When we spend a lot of time analyzing a specific person or a specific environment, people might think we're judging them. People find that intimidating. Another reason, we're easy to be around, which is intimidating to some people. We are inherently very chilled out, relaxed, easygoing, and honestly, some of the nicest and most friendliest people I've met in my life are introverts. We get along with a lot of different people very well, and we appeal to most people, which again, people find intimidating. Another reason, we're generally very quiet and distant, and oftentimes this makes other people feel uncomfortable. When we don't talk or insert our opinion, it makes people wonder what we're thinking. Like, what's going on in your head right now? And sometimes that silence makes people wonder. It makes their mind go to other places. And I have found myself in that situation many times, which is why sometimes I think that, you know, people hate me at first, or that they're disinterested in the conversation at first. Like, even though I'm an introvert, I still find these qualities intimidating in other introverts as well. And very similar to that is the blank stares or the RBFs that we tend to have on our faces when we're doing that internalizing and that analyzing. I almost always have an RBF, and I really can't help it. It doesn't mean I'm disinterested in the conversation. It doesn't mean I'm judging you. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means I'm thinking. And sometimes that thinking face is not what I want it to be, and obviously not what others want it to be. And RBF it's intimidating. Why would someone want to approach you or continue a conversation with you if you have that face on, that look of just pure disgust and dislike? Another reason, we're hard to get. And what I mean by that is that because it takes us so long to get comfortable with a person, some people find it like pretty tedious to actually be in a friendship with, or any kind of relationship with, an introvert. It takes a lot of work to get them to want it. And not that they don't want it, because they can get along with other people, but it takes a lot of work in regards to finding similar interests, because that's what we ultimately really want. And if you want to sustain that, it takes work. And that alone makes us super intimidating. There's so many other things that are intimidating about introverts. And I think that's why, I don't know, they're just so hard to figure out. But I can honestly say the friendships, the relationships I've had with introverts in my life have been some of the best. So although it takes a lot of work to get there, at the end of the day, it's worth it, right? Just because you're hard to figure out and you're hard to understand doesn't mean that people shouldn't try. And it's unfortunate that some people don't want to because they're missing out. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, found it useful, and I will see you again next time. Bye.